Hi, my name is Richie. Today I'm going to be demonstrating some uh, AI formations and flock Boid behavior. So right off the bat, we'll go and walk over the formations that I can do. So this first one is a circle. There's just 12 of these little tanks, and all in a big circle there. If we press 1 on the keyboard, they go to the circle. But if I press 2 on the keyboard, they will move into a V formation. And if I press 3 on the keyboard, they will move into a square formation. They'll have collision detection on them, little sphere checks. And if I press 4, they will go into a line formation. And if I press 5, they will go into 2 rows. And now I will press 6, and this begins the flocking. So they're just kind of moving just all in the same direction. And if we tab over into the console, right now I have the variable set as 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. That's for separation, alignment, and cohesion. So if I press J on the keyboard here, I'll decrease the separation, and they'll all try to kind of go to the center of mass like that. And then if I press U, you see that I just increased it a little more. If I keep increasing the separation, they'll all start running away from each other. I made it too big there. See if I can. See now these guys are too far away, so they're not in the neighborhood of the other tanks, and they're just kind of leaving. So if I press 7, I can bring them all back to their formation. And they'll go back to whatever the last one was. I think it's the 2 row. Yep, they're starting to make 2 rows here. They're kind of pushing each other out of the way to get through. Sometimes they get kind of stuck, and then they'll figure themselves out eventually, though. Usually. I have a key on here to just speed up the delta time, so if they start getting stuck for too long, I can skip ahead a little bit. Alright, and there you go. It looks a little weird when I jump the delta time up too high, but it's no big deal. They got back into position. I will now show the path following behavior. So if I press 8 on the keyboard, they'll maintain their formation, but also follow the path. So right now they're on the 2 row formation. I can actually change the formation while they're path following, and they'll jump to the formation. And the formations rotate to face the direction of travel. So they actually like this is the V formation, and it actually points the direction they're going. If we go to I can speed this up so they get around the circuit at least once, then I'll show how I can turn around the direction of travel. Okay, and then if I press 9, when they get to this next node, they'll actually turn around and go backwards of the path. So I'll speed it up here. And there they go. Now they're going the other way. And we can change the formation maybe, get them in a circle. Oh, I don't like the circle. Let's go to the square maybe. And if I press 9 again, they'll go backwards to the other node there. Just like so. And the last behavior I can demonstrate is the flocking and path following. So now they will try to flock to each other. Oh, I still have the flocking parameters kind of wonky. We need to increase separation a little bit there. That's a little too much maybe. Bring it back. It's hard to adjust. So I need to get like another. There, that's not so bad. So now, as they go around, they're kind of flocking. Maybe I can increase that a little more. What about some of these other ones? There, that looks like a decent flock. I think I made the path too strong now. Separation's too small. It's hard to kind of find a good flock, but that looks pretty reasonable. They're separated fairly far from each other. They're all heading in the same direction to the path. The reason that the node switches before they all get there is because there's actually an invisible, like an invisible party of the flock that isn't really he doesn't count himself towards the flock, but they count him towards the flock. So he moves at his normal speed. He's like the flock coordinator, I guess, for this path following. Because normally when they're flocking, there's no coordinator. But when they're path following, they need a coordinator to tell them which node to go to. So I just have an invisible kind of guy who's leading them all, and he factors his cohesion as 50% of the overall cohesion factor. All right, and I think that was everything I had to demonstrate. Just to quickly, I'll show that I can do this, and they'll go back to just flocking. And then if I hit 7, they go back to formation like that, and like so, like so. And we can go back to flocking here. They made 2 local flocks just like that. They're kind of moving. They might meet up. No, just barely missed each other. Oh, oh well. I can bring them back to the path following. And they're in formation now. Big line of tanks rolling around the desert. Alright, I thank you all for watching. You have a good day.